Hey everybody, so I'm in a meeting during this period today and I want to work on making sure that we have a really good and an impactful class period. So there's a few tasks. One, on the agenda, I am going to link a formative assessment for today. I am going to ask you to solve a scenario where you can apply classical conditioning, and I want you to be sure that you can use all of your vocabulary and terminology that we own in our response. So be sure to talk about your neutral stimulus, your unconditioned stimulus, your conditioned stimulus, your unconditioned response, or unconditioned response, your conditioned response, any associations, any possible stimulus generalization. And I'm going to ask you to try and apply it in a scenario through a Google form so that I can collect data and make sure that we are good to go. After that, we're going to move into the second part of the class, and we're going to start to work on using reinforcers and punishments. And so what we're going to do is we're going to think of a time that, like, you've taught your dog a trick, right? And you've said, hey, I want you to sit, or I want you to roll over, and then I gave them a treat. And I want you to try to think about maybe a time you've used punishment to curtail a behavior. I think a dog, once again, is a good example. Shock collars. You go to the boundary of the yard and zap, and we're adding a punishment to the situation in order to kind of curtail a behavior, prevent a behavior. So what we're going to do is this. Let's use the box example that's on your assessment, okay? This one should be pretty easy. We're going to put a box up, and what I'd like you to do is on the document that'll be attached on your agenda, I want you to look at the cat that is placed in the box, okay? And it's going to have kind of one way out, and that is to learn to pull a lever that releases it from the box, okay? And we're going to try to motivate the cat to do that. We're going to try and reinforce that behavior. So what I want you to do is I want you to think of two ways to do it, okay? One in which the cat receives a reward. So you train it step by step to receive a reward, which we would call a positive reinforcer. I'm giving the cat something it wants, a positive reinforcer. And then I want you to consider a way to use a negative reinforcer. Negative meaning we take something away that makes the cat happier. An example would be, I don't know, fire. I shove a flaming torch into the, well, that might burn the cat. But I take maybe a hot metal rod and I put it into the box. The cat is now close to that hot metal rod, but if the cat just pulls that lever, it can escape, okay? So I want you to think about ways you could use something that the cat could get away from that it would hate in order to escape the box. And again, I apologize that I'm out today. I want you to brainstorm some experiments here of what you could do. And then hopefully after this period, we can get a chance to talk about that data and get you all set. Okay, so this will take care of chunks of the second page of our summative assessment that we'll have next week. So let's make sure we take some shots at this and see how we do. We're going to try to create it, then we'll study the science behind it in order to reach our objectives. All right? Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate your hard work today. Hopefully I'm back by the end of the period so that we can collaborate. All right? Hey, thank you again, and I look forward to working together.